What's good, everyone? Aloha, and welcome back to another edition of Uncle Snug's Story Time. I'm Uncle Snugs, and these are my stories. This next story I'm about to tell you got me a few million views on TikTok, but due to community guideline violations, it was taken down. So I've decided to retell it here. I think you guys will enjoy it. Now, we've all done stupid things in our life that we knew we shouldn't be doing. And every once in a while, the universe will immediately let you know how stupid it was. So this story takes place, I want to say about 15 years ago. My buddy used to do these food tours in the Philippines, and he used to take groups of people there, and we got involved because I played music and we knew him. So we would go on these food tours with him, and I would try to pick up gigs while we were there, and it was a really good time. But the first time we went, my friends, knowing me, told me, Snugs, we know you like to smoke a little weed from time to time. Do not bring any weed to the Philippines. If you've ever seen Locked Up Abroad, don't do it. And I was like, come on, guys. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to bring any weed to another country. Like, come on, guys. So we went, and I didn't, and it was fine. But on the second trip, I realized from the first trip, I totally could have brought something small. And we were there for like a week, so, I mean, I couldn't find anything while we're in the Philippines, and I wasn't asking because the Philippines is a little crazy. But the second time I decided I wasn't going to bring anything except for some cookies that my friend made for me. A friend of mine ended up making me 2 gallon sized bags of medicinal cookies. One bag was sugar cookies, the other one was chocolate chip cookies. But the sugar cookies were literally tinted green. And if you've ever been around edibles or anything like that, there's a definite smell that is very, very unique to it. And it's not hard to tell what it is. But because I remembered how the customs was and how security and all that was, I still didn't think it was going to be a problem. So I put these bags into my backpack carry on, and I get to the airport, and we get checked in. I get right through, no problem. So before we get on our flight to the Philippines, we are in the airport bar having a few drinks, and it's getting to the time where we have to board. So most of our friends get up and go to the plane to get on, and me and my buddy wanted to try to sneak a quick smoke on a cigarette because I was still smoking cigarettes at that time. Don't smoke cigarettes. But we ducked into a little area that we knew in the airport, and we took a couple drags off the cigarette, and we're walking to the gate. And when we get to the gate, I see that there's a secondary search going on. Now, most of the people have boarded the plane at this point. My friends are at the very end of the line, just about to hand over their boarding passes and walk down the tunnel. Me and my other friend are walking up to the gate, and I am 100% sure that they're going to search me. I don't know if they're going to search him or not, but I'm 100% sure that they're going to search me. Mainly because was wearing a black bandana, a Raiders shirt, and just looking real thuggish. Meanwhile, my friend had on a t-shirt and some shorts, and just so we get to the the doors to walk in by the gate, and they're doing a random secondary search, and one of us needs to get searched. And so my friend goes to walk with the rest of my friends, and I get taken on the side just to where the chairs are right there. And he says, I just need to go through your bag real quick. So now I'm thinking I'm going to jail. I haven't even gotten on the plane. This sucks. And my friends are looking at me with the same look of, damn, Snugs is going to get arrested right now. He's not going to make this plane. So I put my backpack down, and the custom agent opens it up. And right on the top are these two big bags of cookies. And as soon as he opens my backpack, like, this smell hits me in the face. I'm just waiting for him to, like, give me the look of, what are you doing? He takes out the two bags and he looks at them, and then he hands them to me, and he tells me, here, hold on to these so they don't break while I'm going through your bag. Now I'm thinking, this dude's fucking with me. He's going to go through my bag. He's going to put it all back together, and he's going to say, now you're under arrest for those two bags of cookies that you have. But he goes through my entire bag. He says, okay, you're all clear, boss. Okay. So I step forward and I put the cookies back into my backpack. Still waiting for Ashton Kutcher to jump out from behind a chair and say that I'm being punked and I'm definitely getting arrested. But no. I walk over and I hand over my boarding pass and I get on the plane. And we take off. Now, you would think at this point, I'm home free, everything's cool. And that's exactly what I did think. So we were in a group of like maybe 8 to 12 people. I don't remember exactly, but we were spread out all throughout the plane. And then we were also with a bunch of other people that we just didn't know that were part of the food tour. I was sitting on the aisle seat, and there was a guy on the window seat that wasn't a part of our group, wasn't one of our friends, just a passenger on the plane who I, was just chit-chatting with while we were taxiing and sitting there before we took off. And then on the other side of the aisle is my friend who was with our group. And so I'm talking to him a little bit. I'm talking to this guy, making friends with him. And then we take off. And we've taken off, and we've been flying for about 45 minutes. And I'm like, shit, man, I'm gonna eat a cookie. So I open my bag, I take out a cookie, I eat one, I give one to my buddy across from me, and I go walk up throughout the plane, and I'm like handing out cookies to my friends who are out throughout the plane. I get back to my seat. And as a courtesy, I asked the guy who was sitting next to me, hey man, you want a cookie? And by the way, in the story I told before, I named him Dave, so I'm gonna keep that going. His name's Dave, okay? So I asked Dave, "Do you want a cookie, Dave?" And he's like, "I think so." And I was like, "Well, before I give it to you," he's like, "Is it one of those like magic cookies from the '70s?" And at that point, I should have been like, "Never mind, bro." But I was like, "Yeah, man, it's from the '70s." So he's like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So I gave him a cookie. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Dave. Well, what I had found out about Dave up until this point. So Dave was in his 50s, I think. I think it was the 50s. But he was a freight airline pilot, and he had just flown from New York all the way around the world back to Hawaii, working, delivering freight. He was now catching a flight from Hawaii to the Philippines to pick up his girlfriend, who he was going to turn around and bring back to Hawaii to get married. He was also he had also been he was an alcoholic, but he had been sober for like 25 years. So I was thinking to myself, he just told me he was sober. But then I just thought to myself, well, that he just meant alcohol. So in my mind, it was all good. And he's a grown ass man. So I gave him this cookie. And then I put on my headphones and I reclined my chair and I just started to relax. I'm not sure how much time passed. I want to say about 15 minutes probably. And all of a sudden, I hear this laughter. And it's not the kind of laughter you are supposed to hear on a plane. Like it was ha 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 ha, all out. So I look over and Dave has his DVD player about an inch from his face. And I don't know if you guys remember the A-Team movie. Had Rampage Jackson in it and Liam Neeson. Well, he was watching the A-Team movie, which I enjoyed. I mean, it was a good. I thought it was a good movie. Not like super funny though, and but that cookie had hit him, and he was laughing like he was in a movie theater. So hey Dave, man, keep it down, bro. He's like, man, this is a great movie. Yeah, okay, Dave, just keep it down, bro. So he's like, all right, definitely. So since he kind of jarred me out of my vibe, I was like, I need another cookie. So I open my backpack and I take out another cookie. And Dave is like, "Hey man, let me get another cookie." And I was like, "No, man, you should just wait a little while." And hey, yeah, he started getting loud with me on the plane. So I'm not gonna argue with it. Again, he's a grown man. So I gave him another cookie. So I know I've not always been this this person. We all have a past. We've all done bad things. I'm sorry, guys. This is the real deal, though. These are my stories, and this is why I'm telling it, so everybody knows. I'm just like everybody else. I've tried to do good things. I've done some bad shit, and I don't know how bad this was, but I feel like he asked for it. Anyways, back to the story. So I gave him another cookie. I put my headphones back on, listened to my music, close my eyes. I'm not sure again how much time has passed, but I then feel from across the aisle my friend tapping me on the arm. Well, I look over at him, and he's pointing back the other way, so I look back this way. And Dave is sweating real bad, and he's breathing and he's white knuckling on the armrest. And I'm like, Dave, are you all right, bro? And he's like, I'm dying. No. I tell Dave, start breathing a little slower. You're not dying, man. He's like, what was in that? I was like, just a little bit of weed, man. And no one's ever died from a couple cookies. I promise you. You're okay. Everything's gonna be all right, man. He just like he starts like getting like a little louder, and now it's a little bit of a commotion. The flight attendants come over, and they're like, "What's going on?" And because my friend did these tours often, he knew them. Like, our friend just he's okay. We got it under control. So now I definitely feel like this is now I'm for sure going to jail again. I'm going to jail. There's gonna be an air marshal that's gonna come tackle me soon. I don't know. But I told my friend, hey, talk to him for a minute. I get up, I walk my backpack up to one of my other friends. And I'm like, hey man, if you guys feel the plane take a hard right turn, that means we're landing in Guam and I'm going to jail. So please go ahead and go flush these down the lavatory. Thank you. I go back to my seat, and Dave is still freaking out. So I tell him, Dave, go to the bathroom, put some water on your face, breathe, it'll be all right. He agrees. He gets up and he starts walking to the bathroom. But before he gets to the bathroom, he looks back and he says, "Can you guys order me a drink?" So my friend, thinking like I normally would be thinking, yeah, get him a drink, even him out. I was like, okay, and I'm like, no, no, no. And he goes in. He goes into the bathroom, and I'm telling him, no, bro. He told me that he hadn't drank in 25 years, and this and that. And my friend is just like, well, what do you want to do? We'll get him a drink, and we'll see. We'll just in case. Okay. So we get him a drink, and the only like hard drinks that the plane had was like brandy and burgundy or something. Like I don't weird. So we got him like a double brandy or something. And he comes back to his seat, and I tell him, "Hey man, I don't think you should drink that. I mean, you just wait, just chill out. This is gonna pass." And before I could say any of that, he grabbed that drink and threw it back. So now he starts to get a little more calm. Okay, okay. He then tells me, "Can you call the flight attendant? I need another drink." I'm thinking, oh my God, I just made this guy fall off the wagon, and now he's going to become like a sick alcoholic before we get to the Philippines, and it's all my fault. But I hit that flight attendant thing, and she came over and got him another double, and he threw that back. And then he kind of passed out. And then began the most awkward 11-hour flight of all time. Don't forget, that all happened in the first 45 minutes. It's a 12-hour flight to the Philippines. For the rest of this flight, I could not talk to this dude. I could not look at him. I tried to pretend like I was sleeping the whole time. He had to use the bathroom. Even that was awkward. It was just like neither one of us wanted to speak to each other. And we finally land in the Philippines. We get off the plane. I'm still like on high alert. They've radioed ahead. I'm going to get put in a Philippine jail when they get off the plane. That happened. And I thought that was it. I thought that was the end of Dave. We made it here. I'm never going to see this dude again. But at baggage claim, I ran into Dave again. And when I bumped into him, he looked at me and I looked at him. And he just got like, ah. I was like, ah. And before we departed ways, he said, "Hey, bro, can I get another cookie?" Sure, Dave. Here's two. I hope you enjoyed that story. It is 97.8% true. Please hit that subscribe button. Please follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Snuggalito. Much love, everyone. Until next vibe, aloha.